Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Junior.
And I'm waiting for Horizon to download.
And we're the Nerdy Bros.
I don't know if you heard me last week, but you always say "and we're," and then in unison we say the Nerdy Bros. And I also said "and we're," and I felt super awkward about it because I was like, I don't say that part.
Oh, yeah. You just say the Nerdy Bros part?
Yeah, I just say the Nerdy Bros. And yeah, for whatever reason, it was almost like as soon as I said my thing, I just kept talking, and I was like, "What are you doing? Stop that!" Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back.
Hope you enjoyed last week's episode.
What the fuck is that?
What?
That.
Oh.
The big elephant in the room.
I hate you.
It's a mammoth.
It's a mammoth.
That's what you should have said.
Well, I did say it. You said it.
No, I'm saying you should have said, it's a mammoth.
This way. Okay, I got you. Yeah. This is from I'm pretty sure I've already talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
My $200.
Well, last week I'm pretty sure is, and I'm spending $200 next week.
Yeah.
I think that's what you said.
Was that really what I said?
I think so.
It might have been. But yeah, this is the Horizon Zero Dawn statue that I got. As you guys can see, it's a massive mammoth, and there's a tiny little Aloy down there too.
So I think the Aloy might be cut off.
You guys can't see Aloy, but there's a giant mammoth there now. So a little more addition to the table. I moved around the God of War statue because if I would have shoved the mammoth right where Kratos is, then it probably would have.
I don't think did you rotate this?
No.
Black Widow.
No. Wasn't it going the other way? Because we started on Captain America?
Hawkeye.
I like how all their heads are just bobbling.
Yeah, because all the Marvel ones are bobbleheads. So are Star Wars.
Yeah, I was about to say there's another one too. Speaking of Star Wars, Junior, that takes us right into the hot take of this week and right into the segment called Junior's Hot Take. And this is part of the episode where we talk about something new and upcoming at Junior's Hot Take and hot opinion on it. And Junior, I was watching actually this cool ass trailer for a game that has already been out for a while, but they're always constantly adding like new additions to it. Star Wars: The Old Republic, and then I found a video talking about new upcoming games, a couple trailers, and some confirmations, and it has been confirmed for either the end of this year, so we might be getting a trailer soon, or 2023, a sequel to Jedi Fallen Order. What do you think about that?
I mean, I love Jedi Fallen Order. The game was awesome. I love Star Wars, and I love Star Wars stories, like, even when they're not central to, like, the big characters, Luke, Darth Vader, and, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So, like, this was, like, a really, really cool... I really enjoyed the game. I mean, we both got the platinum on it.
So much fun.
So I really enjoyed that. So yeah, like any Star Wars game or whatever, like, yeah, hell yeah, I'm down.
So the video that I was watching talked about that it was unconfirmed if we're going to continue to be following Cal Kestis or if we might be following a different Jedi that might have also survived Order 66. Do you have a preference?
I mean, like, we know that other Jedis had to have survived.
Well, the ones that were like basically confirmed, like Ahsoka obviously survived Order 66. Shout out to that new season of the Clone Wars that we got on Disney Plus to watch that, and then you get to meet her in The Mandalorian too.
Right.
So then obviously we know about Cal Kestis. Besides the obvious Obi-Wan and Yoda.
Would it be cool if they brought Cal into one of those shows? Like,
hell
even
yeah.
just like a cameo, like he shows up in one episode and then he just never comes back.
Number one, and I've talked about this I think multiple times on the show before, I fucking love how famous like actors and stuff are getting more involved into video games beyond just voice acting. The fact that they're going in, putting on like a mocap suit to get all that stuff done. I mean, hell yeah, that actor could 100% be in any of those shows. They could bring him in and it would totally be, canon.
Yeah, it looks just like him, obviously.
It's fucking phenomenal. I love it. I'd be all for it if they brought him in. But I would like to just see a continuation of Cal Kestis and the crew, because you found out, spoilers for a game that was out like 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
But you find out that the pilot or one of the pilots of the ship you were on actually is a Jedi, but she had kind of turned away from the Force for a second. and the final boss of that game is actually her Padawan, who became a remind me what they're called. I already,
The sisters.
well, it's not. It's not.
Oh, Inquisitors.
Yeah, she became an Inquisitor, which was first coined in Star Wars Rebels. That's where you first got to meet an Inquisitor. But yeah, so you
But they're like the sisters, right? Like the ninth sister, the
well, that's just
sixth sister, like that's their name or whatever.
yeah. That was those were like because yeah, you fight two.
First
two
of all, I
Inquisitors.
don't think it was coined in Rebels. I think
Inquisitors?
yeah, isn't Ventress.
Ventress isn't an Inquisitor. It's a Saj. Yeah,
Asajj.
Saj
Are you
Ventress
sure?
is not an Inquisitor. She becomes Count Dooku's apprentice, and then she like fails him, and then he gets another apprentice, Savage Opress,
Yeah.
who's Darth Maul's alien race, and then he like fails him, and then Savage finds Darth Maul, and Savage becomes Darth Maul's apprentice, and they have like this brother bond. I'm pretty sure in the Clone Wars animated show, like Asajj Ventress just ends up like more or less getting away. I don't remember her like actually dying in the show. But no, she's not. She's not an Inquisitor. She's Count Dooku's like secret apprentice, because that's basically what every Sith Lord and apprentice. The apprentice eventually gets like a secret apprentice, and they basically try to overthrow the other Sith Lord, because it's always like the rule of two. There's always only two. It's a Lord and then an apprentice. But I mean, being on the dark side of the Force, eventually you want to become the Lord and not the apprentice. So, but yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, she affiliation Sith and Night Sisters.
No, Knights.
Oh no, the Night Sisters is something
yeah,
different.
it's something else. It's like another alien race,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
You're not wrong. Like they are called the sixth and ninth sister, but there's also male Inquisitors, and they might just be called the brothers or something. Because the first Inquisitor you meet is in Rebels, and he uses that like it's the same lightsabers they're using in Fallen Order. It's like a double-sided one, but it's also on like a ring that like can spin around and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, yeah. Again, game was fantastic. I thought it was. I don't know. I thought it was like even those flashback episodes. I think like when you train, and you like have your one master, and you get to see like Order 66 happen and how like they get away from it. It was a fantastic game. I would definitely 100% love to see what happens, because at the end of the game, again, spoilers, you have that holocron that lets you know where other Force sensitive children are, but Cal like destroys it, so no one can like find them. So, but yeah, so I mean, I'm really excited for that. Also in that that video I was watching, I mean, we've got the Knights of the Old Republic remake supposed to be coming out eventually. I don't know if they had a release date yet. And then there was another game called like Star Wars Eclipse, and that looked like there was going to be like an open world Star Wars game, which like Fallen Order, I wouldn't necessarily call that like open world. You know what that kind of reminded me? It was like Dark Souls like combat, but then it was like Ratchet and Clank.
I was about to say
planets.
Ratchet and Clank.
Yes, Ratchet and Clank planets. So like the planets, there was like tiny.
The planets were pretty linear for the most part.
There was tiny exploration you could do, find secrets and stuff like that, which was awesome. I have no complaints about the game, but I think the only thing that's missing, and it makes sense that it's kind of missing, because I definitely feel like, number one, this game would have so many gigs if it was like this, but to make each planet open world and for you to be able to explore multiple planets, that'd be so much information going into like one game or whatever. But
well, they had that game No Man's Sky that was kind of like that.
A similar like that, but it was like simplified though. I don't think it was anything majorly crazy, and there wasn't no like crazy combat system. So
Right.
but even a Star Wars game where you play as like a Jedi or something, and you're playing on like a map like Skyrim, like I think that would be fantastic. Or like Horizon Zero Dawn. Especially with all the different skills that you can put into a game like Horizon Zero Dawn, if you just change that to like someone who's using like the Force, I think it'd be an amazing game. I mean, I loved the Force Unleashed games. I thought those were pretty cool. And again, those planets were also pretty linear. But those games and the story, especially the first game, are fantastic. So I'm excited. Anything Star Wars, yes.
All right, so yeah, I'm excited about that. That's not where I thought you were gonna go with a hot take, so I'm just gonna quickly take over here.
Take over.
And because I'm way more excited about the trailer that we got for the teaser trailer that we got for the Rings of Power.
Okay, but once again, I've already said the Rings of Power is a hot take, and I don't like to backtrack and just pick the same one again.
No, it's not necessarily backtracking.
Yeah, but if I've already talked about it and I've already gotten your hot take and hot opinion on the Rings of Power, I'm not going to say it again just because we got a trailer.
Again, there's like, hey, Junior, this show's coming out. What do you think? It sounds cool. Once you see something, that's different because now I could be like, it looks like ass.
I feel like you could just mention that, though, in probably like what we've been up to or what we've been watching.
And
or like right now.
And we also got because that was a Super Bowl trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And we got the trailer to the Doctor Strange movie.
Well, we got a second one.
What was the first one?
There was already a first trailer that was out. It was like the secret ending of.
Oh yeah.
That came out as a trailer basically after the movie had been out for a little while.
I mean, most secret endings just end up on YouTube anyway.
Well, yeah. But I mean, like this one got like the trailer.
Okay, well, like this was like an actual. That would say that was the teaser. This was like an actual trailer.
Yes. What is it? It's called the Red Band trailer, or is the Red Band one when it's closer to the movie?
No. The Red Band trailer is when they put rated R stuff in a trailer.
Oh.
It's when they say like fuck and like all that stuff.
Okay.
That's what a Red Band trailer is.
Okay. I did not know that.
Yeah. So yeah, if you ever see like blah 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 Red Band trailer, like I'm pretty sure fucking Deadpool probably had one.
A Jackass probably had one too.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, we got trailers for both of those. There's all that speculation about Tom Cruise potentially being superior Iron Man.
Yeah. Well, so I mean, they're in the multiverse, right? So it looks like they could be potentially definitely visiting different universes. You see like what looks like either evil or like a dark Doctor Strange. And then someone says that like at the end of the trailer, you get to hear not James McAvoy. What the hell's his name?
Patrick Stewart.
So it seems like he maybe visited the X-Men universe or something.
Which I love how people were like, didn't Patrick Stewart die in Logan? And it's like, you don't think there's other fucking X-Men universes in the multiverse?
Also,
the fuck?
I mean, the MC, like, now that they can have, like, the rights to, like, the X-Men and stuff, they don't have to say that the mutants, started way back when. I mean, they could just start now, and that would be the new canon for the MCU, so...
yeah, I mean, Hugh Jackman has already been like, this was my last Wolverine movie.
Yeah.
So, like, they can erase it and be like, Logan never happened, and Jackman's still going to be like, find a new Wolverine.
Which, come on, Hugh. Come on. Who's going to play you, okay? It's not even playing Wolverine. It's playing Hugh Jackman because it's you. It's you, baby.
I mean, they already went with, like, finding young... I mean, I understand that, like, being, like, finding a young Storm, because they did already, like, do all that in X-Men Apocalypse, is different than finding a young Logan, because Logan's been around since, like, what, like, the 1400s or whatever?
But still, like, I feel like it was... Well, yeah, exactly. So that's the thing. Like, no matter what, Logan always looks the same. Whether you have kid X-Men or older X-Men, Logan looks the same.
Yeah.
And it's just, Hugh Jackman has literally just, it's a perfect translation from comic to live action, and it's insane.
He just doesn't want to grow the mutton chops anymore.
Probably. I mean, they could probably just do prosthetic mutton chops. I don't think they're called wigs when it's on your face, is it?
I don't know. But either way, he's done with it, so.
Yeah. Sad.
He's a musical theater actor kind of guy.
Yeah. Oh, he's awesome in everything.
Yeah.
The Prestige is probably...
The Greatest Showman. I love that movie.
Besides like him as Logan, The Prestige is probably like my favorite Hugh Jackman movie. I love that movie.
Anyway, so yeah, we got trailers for that stuff.
There was a bunch of. Besides, did you know about any other Super Bowl trailers? I didn't watch the Super Bowl. I was at
Nah,
work.
I didn't watch Super Bowl. I don't give a shit about football.
Oh,
This is the Nerdy Bros Inc. podcast, not the sports podcast.
True.
Yeah, I didn't. The only thing I watched in the Super Bowl was the halftime show, and I was half paying attention to it.
Oh, you did watch the halftime show?
Kind of.
Oh, okay.
I was only half paying attention to it. Mom's calling right now. Should I answer? Hello, Mom. You're on the podcast. What do you want?
Well, now you told everyone that Mom's calling, and you're just gonna ignore her.
Yeah, it's fine. Joe Santagato does it all the time. Anyway. What was I gonna say? Yeah, pretty much it. Yeah, those 2 trailers came out. They look cool. I mean, there's a whole bunch
Watch her
of.
call me now or something.
There's like, I feel like there's tons of controversy that are around both of those right now. Some people are like super pissed about the Lord of the Rings. Well, technically, it's not Lord of the Rings. It's the Rings of Power.
This is Middle Earth.
Yeah, but there's people that are like, "Oh, this is bullshit. This and that. Why, blah blah blah. This, blah blah blah. That. Whatever."
Dude, she is calling me. I knew it.
Yeah, well, it's up to you. You can answer if you want to. I didn't.
Hello?
I mean, you can not be on the mic.
Say hello, Mom. You're on the podcast.
I heard Mom.
Está arriba. Ahorita te hablamos después, okay? Okay, bye.
Mom's like, "Oh, wasn't this supposed to be out already?" Yeah, we're pieces of shit.
Shh. No one had to know. We hadn't mentioned what day it was.
No one had to know. It's Friday. The podcast isn't already out.
Maybe stuff had happened and you just, like, remember that one time you had finished editing but had forgot to push the button to upload it? Maybe that's all that happened. And now they know that we're pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Well, it's just, here's the thing.
You want to get into this?
Okay.
Okay, so then no.
We'll skip over a little bit. Like, I don't have anything new for the anime segment, right? So we want. Anime is always an important part of culture, but I mean, we've been watching Vox Machina and got the season finale of that, so we watched all those 3 episodes. Then we watched
which were fucking amazing.
Yes, watch that show on Amazon Prime. It's so fucking good.
Yeah, especially if you're like, man, I've been thinking about getting into D&D, Nick. You should watch that show, Vox Machina. Also, he was the one that was like, "Hey man, have you guys seen Arcane?" He's like, "Oh, there's a bear shit in the woods." Of course, it's Arcane.
Yeah,
they're like,
so,
I didn't need you to tell me about it.
So there's that, and then we watched the live Twitch stream for the brand new episode of Critical Role's Campaign 3, which took us like to almost 2 a.m. So it's like we're sometimes we're busy. We've got we have multiple hobbies. We're not the best at time management sometimes, but we're still getting it out to you. Anyways, back
even though we were like, maybe if we push it till Friday,
that would be better.
That would be better.
I don't know.
And now we're still fucking it up somehow.
Well, Wednesday we played D&D all day. We just didn't have time.
Yeah, we played for like 7 hours on Wednesday.
Our party is awesome, and we love to play.
That, like, honestly, just really quick, just want to talk about that. Like,
please do.
People, like, like, I'm saying people but what I really mean is James really wants us to, like, live stream this. And, like, that last, like, session we had, I feel like people would have been like, mind explosion, finding out what we found out at the end. That and the time that we got poisoned at the end of the Golden Leaf session.
That was a good one too. Just
I'm just
everyone's
like, man,
reaction.
no one's watching this, and I wish people were.
It would have been cool. Yeah, maybe, but I don't know. Like,
everyone was a fucking ghost.
Yeah. Yes.
What the fuck?
I was talking to someone about it, and they were just like, "Whoa, dude, that's dark." And I was like, "Well, it was like my sad town, you know. I made a very creepy sad town.
We made it a happy town.
Yeah, they were just like happy ending at the end. I was like, yeah, they got a happy ending. But
we got rid of drugs, and justice prevailed.
It was new medicine,
and justice prevailed.
Justice prevailed. And the ghosts all got exorcised. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed that because I felt like it got a good combination of, you guys did a bunch of awesome role playing. The party got out of a bar fight that I had completely set up for them. They completely got out of it and messed with like what I had originally set up for them. And then at the end, the last thing we did was that like big battle against all those different ghosts, and I actually really was happy with it. It was definitely, besides goddamn turn undead with Veildal's stupid cleric ability. But besides that, like I don't know, I think it did really well. It was definitely more challenging than any of the fights you guys have had before. So
How far ahead do you think you can plan for stuff? Like, because think, okay, like I'm just thinking about like Critical Role, right? They play for like anywhere between like 3.5, 4 hours, maybe a little bit past 4 hours, right? And then Matt decides where it cuts. So sometimes in Matt's head, he's like, if they don't role play for an hour, then we're gonna get to this point. Like maybe Matt's like, I had a fight for every single episode, but because there was so much role play, we never got to a fight in this episode. And then also, how far do you think you can plan ahead before, like, if we take a left turn where you're like, oh, I'm kind of gearing them to go this way, and then we go left, you're like, now I have to start writing this shit really quick.
Well,
before next week, because
for
I had 2 weeks planned in this direction, and now I have to go this way.
for most stuff, and again, that's why, like, I'm using a little bit of the, like, for a little bit of backstory on what our campaign is like. You kind of like the starting plot of it was that all of you wanted to join this adventurers guild. So the guild quests I have fleshed out. If you guys are going to like a city or you guys are going to a dungeon or a town or whatever, I have those fleshed out to the point of like, unless you guys completely deviate to like, and you guys could do it. Like, if you're just like, you know what, I don't want to take any more quests here. We're going to like travel in, direction X. And then I just have to like, all right, whatever they reach first, either I have stuff prepared for that place or I have nothing prepared and we're just going to, I'm going to have to do it on the fly. But, yeah, there's definitely, there's not, you can't plan for everything. And I think even, Matt mentioned it at the beginning of the Critical Role episode that he had to do like campaign prep. So sometimes like, you have certain things fleshed out and then maybe at the last second you're just thinking, all right, like what if this or this or this happens? And then you can like jot down other notes just so like, I mean, yeah, being the DM or the GM, however you identify it, it's your world. So whatever you say ends up being reality, but more often than not, it's nicer to have it written down to not necessarily either say like, oh, I'm going to say this because as the dungeon master, game master, I want it to happen this way. And I'm just screwing over whatever your idea was versus like, I know you wanted to try this, but like, that was like when you were just like, Gertis is a dwarf. And then I like flip my notebook around and I'm like, the blacksmith is a dwarf. And you were just like, I walk away.
Yeah. I put my foot in my mouth and I leave.
Yeah. So there's only so much you can prep for. And again, like I've DM'd a bunch of other times for you guys in different parties and stuff. But yeah, for this time, I feel like I have the most stuff ready ahead of time. Or at least the best I have like in the past. But yeah, it's a lot of fun for anyone that wants to get into it. I mean, totally get into it. I'm as much like, there's no part of me that wants to rush through this campaign, and I'm having, especially after Wednesday's session, I'm having so much fun with it. But I'm constantly thinking of like all these other characters that like I kind of want to play as. So like,
see there, that's the thing. That's one of the videos that I saw is like people who constantly like, man, I want to play as this other character. And then they ask the DM like, hey, can the guy that I'm currently playing as, can you either kill him or can I just leave the party and then so I can start playing as this new character?
No. I 100% do not want to play in this. It's 100% for like a different campaign. Like we talked to that one guy that worked at the Wandering Dragon, the store we like to go that has like a bunch of,
which is the best name ever.
Yeah.
I wish more places were named like that.
Yeah, I
wish restaurants were named some cool shit like that.
I talked to him and I asked him, I was like, are you playing in one campaign or do you have multiple campaigns? And he's like, no, I'm in multiple campaigns. And the idea of it would be cool because then, yeah, it'd be way quicker to be able to play as these other characters and like ideas that I have in my head. However, like I prefer the idea of having a tight-knit group that I can play like with, and because I don't want to start like thinking of multiple campaigns means I have to allot time to every single campaign. And that's where you get, and again, I'll say this, that when we hear about campaigns that have been going on for years and haven't finished, it's not because so much like I think like, oh, there's so many crazy things happening. It's more of the fact that they can probably only get together once a month, once every 2 months. So like, yeah, maybe when they finally get together, they get to play for like 7-9 hours or something like that. But I mean, we've played, how many times in the past, like, 6-7 weeks? I think we've only missed 2 weeks. So we've gotten like five, like, long ass
Yeah, I think
sessions.
we've done like
in.
5 sessions.
You guys are on the cusp of becoming level 7. And I know
Yeah,
you were
that's
worried.
why I was like, it's getting kind of crazy.
I know you worried about it a little. You're like, aren't you like pushing our levels? It's like, I'm not pushing your levels, but again, if I don't challenge you guys in these fights, like it would almost be like a moot point to get you guys into a fight, because you're like, wow, that didn't even do it. I step on this enemy and I kill it because their challenge rating is so low, or they don't have like a high enough chance.
It depends,
to, like,
and because I haven't asked this, but like maybe this is a thing, maybe it's not a thing, maybe this is just something stupid. If it's a huge XP pool, do we all like we've all been taking the XP, but maybe there's a rule, or maybe you can just make up the rule where the XP pool also gets divided. That would slow the level progression, because like even if we fought a guy that's got like 8,000 XP, then it's like, yeah, but you got to divide it among 7 people.
Yeah, that'd be different. I mean, that would definitely take a lot longer. Yeah, I mean, there's one.
I'm saying, it's like you said,
number one,
5 sessions, we're almost level 7.
Thing I haven't fleshed out at all is like I don't have your guys' path to level 20. It's just I create the fights, and then once the fights are like created afterward, I add up the XP, and I know how much XP you guys will get at the end, but like I don't like flesh out like the path to level 20.
Right.
But I mean also like how much XP do we have right now? Like 14?
No.
We have 20.
We have like we're at like 22,000. We're like 400 XP from level 7.
Yeah.
Which is like a small enemy or something.
Level 20 is 355,000 XP. So like you guys aren't just gonna
but that's not how much you need from level 19 to level 20.
No, but still, like, to get there though, that's
like
still
that. The thing would be, what's level 19? If level 19's 100,000, then yeah, we need an additional 200 and whatever.
I think it's like it's 50K from 19 to 20. So I don't know. That's something I could.
So that's what I'm saying. Like that's not that much when we get to there.
Well, it is, because I'd have to be throwing, because again, like even at that high
level 19, you'd have to be throwing huge monsters.
Well, I mean, certain ones, yeah, for sure.
Like a dragon probably has an ass load of fucking XP.
Well, depending on what age dragon I throw at you guys, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, we're getting.
It's just something to consider.
Yeah.
That I just thought about that. I was like, what if you made a share XP? Then we would not level up as quickly.
That's definitely something I haven't thought of. So definitely something that I could look up. I just I did not.
Just like all of a sudden you're like, actually, guys, going back and looking at this, we have to divide. All you would have to do is divide our current XP among 7. All of us.
Yeah, it would just be current XP divided by 7, and that's actually what you guys would be at.
And be like, okay, so you're all actually only level 3.
Everyone
right now.
Loses,
Yeah, all the cool shit that you've already done, none of that stuff's actually happened.
You guys can't do anything. You guys died in the last fight because you weren't high level enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure that's how it works, but I mean, it could. That definitely would make things longer. So I don't know.
All right.
I digress. Anyways, back to the Lord of the Rings, or the Rings of Power trailer. I was gonna ask you, there's no dialogue in it, is there?
No.
Okay. Because that's the thing, like, yeah, you got to see a lot of cool images, and people are only making speculation. So even people that are immediately saying, like, oh, I hate this, it's like, there was no dialogue. What do you hate? All you saw was like...
Well, like, I talked to Nick. What Nick didn't like was he was like, it looks like 90% CGI.
Really?
Yeah. And, like, we talked about this when we watched Lord of the Rings together, that one of the things we loved about it was the use of all the practical effects. Like, for the majority of the orcs, they were actually people wearing these different prosthetics and masks and all this stuff. And if you're just going to CGI everything that you fight, because obviously we saw a huge difference in CGI from the Lord of the Rings trilogy to the Hobbit trilogy.
Yeah.
So there was a lot more CGI in that, and not that I
But-
didn't like it.
But like the thing that I love though is like, I mean, Lord of the Rings came out what 2001, right?
I think what we're gonna get is a lot of sounds a little bit stupid, is a lot of people that are gonna make the same argument for the prequels that they're gonna make for this. They're gonna be like, the Lord of the Rings, which takes place like 1,000+ years after, looks worse than something that takes place 1,000 years before.
Here's my only argument with that is there's a difference between technology and magic, because I definitely feel like sometimes ages of magic can sometimes be more medieval than as you progress, magic tends to fade. So if things are more magical, I don't think you can use the same argument for the prequels. Plus, because that they were mainly using like practical effects, what was like besides the spider and the Nazgul, which were the wyverns that the riders, the 9 riders were on. Like, what other like beasts can you really? You had the wargs too.
The Balrog.
Oh, the Balrog. That was fantastic.
I was like,
too.
what are you talking about?
Yeah.
That was like the biggest one.
So like I don't know what other, like I don't know what CGI Nick was necessarily talking about. I saw like there in the trailer I saw like a beast, like some type of monster, and then besides that I don't know what other CGI he was talking about.
I guess obviously we haven't seen like the behind the scenes yet. That's not going to come out until after the show comes out.
Yeah.
But I think he was referring to like I think that he thinks that even some of the people are being
just CGI?
Yeah. Well, like Golem technically was CGI.
He wore a mocap suit though.
No, yeah, I mean I know that, but
So, like,
it's still
it
all
was still-
CGI'd
you
over.
you could still kind of see like facial features of the actor that played Gollum. So
No, you couldn't. Golem's head was like fucking this big.
yeah, but I'm just saying like if you compare the two of them, you can see certain like attributes. Like yeah, they mess with it because of the mocap suit, but like
And Golem is technically all CGI because he's like this thin, and Andy Serkis is not,
it's not
a
that thin.
little
Yeah, yeah,
thin,
yeah.
gangly man.
yeah.
So,
I don't know. Yeah. Well, I mean, what? Like you saw dwarves, you saw people, elves. Like who the hell did he think was CGI'd? I don't think they CGI the ears. I'm pretty sure those are still prosthetics. And like dwarves do get CGI'd because they have to be.
well,
made
we
to look
saw the
smaller.
CGI with the elf, at the very beginning of the teaser. He slows down, catching the air that's about to strike his friend, and he turns it around and immediately fires it back.
Well, I mean, that's like the same thing. Like when we were watching the trilogy again with Nick, you saw the whole like Legolas grabs the horse and then swings the like complete wrong way that he should have swung and just defies physics to get on the horse. And that's like, you could completely tell that's all like just CGI. But I mean, I don't know. I would have to disagree with you, Nick.
Yeah, I
don't
told him
think-
that I'm reserving judgment until at least the first episode
And
comes
again,
out.
we have the technology now to do it better.
We have the technology.
Like again, like if they start throwing like a bunch of magical beasts at us, like I'm not gonna be upset and be like, this looks better than than the trilogy. Like I don't give a shit. Like cool. Now we have the technology to make all these magical beasts appear in this show. Like I'm not gonna have an issue with it. And that won't mess with it looking more futuristic because that's not even technically a term that could be used.
Yeah, like I just want to see, like, the only thing is that, like, well, again, neither one of us has read the books. Like,
Look to the books.
not the trilogy, not the Hobbit, not the Silmarillion, not any of the other stuff either. I want to, I just haven't.
That day was an entire nerd out because I'm pretty sure was it before or during the movies where we paused it and talked about the Silmarillion for like
Yeah,
an hour,
we were
right?
just like looking stuff up the whole time and like reading up on the different lore that we were talking about. Because like they talked about like Tom Bombadil and we talked about Tom Bombadil
Yeah,
because
Nick-
Nick was like,
yeah.
oh yeah, this is blah 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 blah, and I was like,
Totally
wait,
skipped
what?
over him. Yeah.
Yeah, they just cut him out of the Fellowship of the Ring. Because it would have just added more questions and given any answers. So, yeah. So like like I said, I'm reserving judgment until we see it, but I think that if there are obviously magical things in this world in the world, but I think that as long as it like if I don't know how much is written about the second age, right? We mainly talk about the third age. So like maybe by the third age, the majority of these creatures, like I don't think there are 100,000 Balrogs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like if all of a sudden there's an all army of Balrogs, you're like, what the hell? But so it's like,
Well, didn't you say also like? Did you guys tell me that the Balrog is the same race as Gandalf?
yeah,
just more
they're
like,
Maiars.
they're like corrupted though, or something.
Yeah. So like there can't be that many. I think there's probably almost just as many as of
And Maiars are like celestials, kind of like fallen angels or something.
they're like
Yeah,
demigods.
yeah, yeah.
So like we know that there's like Gandalf, we there's Saruman, there's Radagast, and then there was two others that we never met, and I think we'll finally meet in this series, which means there's five like wizards. So maybe there's that exact many Balrogs, and Gandalf defeated one of them.
Yeah.
So like that could have been the last Balrog. Not sure. So like what I will say is that like if in the second age the world is riddled with all these different freaking monsters, then it makes sense. But if it's like in the first age, they most of the monsters were like completely wiped out, then I hope they're not just like, oh, we're gonna make up shit so that they have to fight giant whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, enough of that.
So yeah, basically just D&D. I'm going to start playing Horizon, so I still haven't really been playing anything else. And
Been playing a lot of
yeah, just that roller coaster game, right?
yeah, Coaster Planet Coaster. That's what it's called. Yeah,
Besides that, if
it was
you
like a
want to
free
just
game on February.
move things right along into whatever you have planned for us.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, all right.
So we haven't done like a game in a while. Particularly this game, the Mashup game. This is our third time doing it, but I don't think I've done this. I think the first time I did horror movie games and horror movie games. I did horror games and horror movies. The second time, I think I just did movies and games, right? I think so. I just
think
did like
so, yeah.
movies and games or something. I don't know. This time we're doing anime and movies. So if this is your first time, I'm putting together titles of a movie and a game, or a game and a movie, in whichever order, doesn't matter. And they have to they will lead into each other. Tito's going to have to guess that name based off the description that I'm going to give. And Tito, if you know it right away, just wait a couple seconds just so the people at home can play along if they want to. Okay? So even if you're like, God damn, this is so easy, just don't say it right away. Don't forget that rule. Sometimes you're like, okay, and you do it the first 3 times, and then by the fourth one, you're like, ha, Jackie Chan, you idiot. All right, here we go. After doing 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and a 10K, I still have time to look for kidnapped little girls.
So you said it's an anime in a video game?
No, movie.
Oh, it's an anime in a movie. Okay.
And it could be in that order or the other order.
But it has to go in the
Order the title will go in the order of the way that I
explained
described it. Yes.
So we're looking for kidnapped little girls. So clearly the anime is One Punch Man.
Mm-hmm.
Kidnapped little girls for a movie.
So the title is
So is it One Punch and then something?
Well, yeah. Well, the title of the anime is
One Punch Man.
right.
So I'm assuming So yeah, so it'd be One Punch and then Punch has to start the movie.
Man has to start the movie.
Oh, so you use the whole title of the
Yeah,
anime.
the
Okay.
title of the anime is One Punch Man.
Yeah. But sometimes you cut it. You would cut it off at certain spots.
No, I think I did that maybe one time.
Oh, okay. Kidnap little girls.
Daddy's little girl.
One Punch Man Eater.
No.
Nope.
Man Eater, isn't
One
isn't
Punch
that
Man
in
on
it?
Fire?
Yes.
Okay.
One Punch Man on Fire. Yeah.
First, okay.
That's a good one.
You threw me off though because like Denzel Washington only does that because he was hired to protect the one girl that gets kidnapped. Like his job isn't finding kidnapped little girls.
No.
His
I know
job is
that.
as a bodyguard.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay, well you said kidnap little girls.
I
Like, he
thought
doesn't do
that with
multiple ones.
how many movies start with the word man?
Okay, you're only lucky because it's one of my favorite movies. It's my
Like-
favorite Denzel Washington. It's my favorite Denzel Washington movie. Training Day is number 2.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Deja Vu.
No, Deja Vu is number 3.
All right.
Denzel Washington, I love you. Come on the show.
One Punch Man on Fire.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the next one. As if fighting giant humanoid creatures isn't enough, we also have to defend against the Dredge energy creatures.
Okay, I immediately know this one, so I'll wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's Attack on Titan AE.
Yes, dude. I was like, wait a minute. I don't really remember this movie from 2000. Like, I want to watch it now.
Oh, I remember it all.
Like, I do remember the energy creatures, but I'm like, I want to see this movie because, like, reading the plot, I was like, okay, yeah. But I'm like, I don't remember scenes specific where I'm like, no, I need to see this. Definitely haven't seen it since probably like
It's
2002
I'm pretty
or
sure
3.
the main character's blood can activate the like. It almost looks. I think it's almost like a Death Star or just like a smaller moon or something, and it carries like everything you need to like restart the Earth, or it was either
It's like
restart
Titan,
the Earth.
isn't it? Isn't that's what it's
Yeah.
called?
It's either restart the Earth or it's starting life on. It's basically like terraforming a different planet to create a new Earth. But it's like the main character's dad is the one that made it, and he keyed it so that his son was able to do it. But yeah, it's
Who's
a great,
voiced by Matt Damon.
yeah, great movie.
Yeah. All right. Here is the next one. If we fly through all of these, then we're in trouble because.
Don't worry, don't you worry.
All right. One man goes back to a dreaded place to find his friend, playing a game of life and death, all for a little recognition and a license.
I'm not gonna fly through this one. One man goes back to a place of dread.
No. Well, yeah. It's one man goes back to a dreaded place to find his friend playing a game of life and death, comma, all for a little recognition and a license.
Is the movie first in this one?
The movie's first in this one.
Oh. All for a little recognition and a license. So let's think of an anime where it's a recognition and a license.
Like, if you get the anime, the rest of it will be easy. Either or, but if you get the anime.
Recognition and a license. What fucking... And this is an anime I've seen?
Yes!
Okay.
It's an anime you told me to watch.
Okay.
I feel like that is the dead giveaway.
I like license. All I keep thinking about is what anime did I tell you to watch where there's a driver's license? And I'm like, it's not a driver's license. What the hell?
No.
What the hell is it?
I didn't think that. I'm glad that the second one was like you just blew past it, but I honestly thought that this one was one of the easier ones.
The first one I feel like is too vague almost. Or the first part of it, it was almost too vague that I couldn't even like pinpoint if it was a movie or an anime, and I was just guessing that the second part this time was an anime because I didn't think you were gonna go like two animes in the row first. It's not Bleach, is it?
No.
No. Okay, I was about to say because I don't think it's called It's just. No, it is. I think it. No, Substitute Soul Reaper. No, it's just a badge. It's not a license.
Like you almost made me second guess myself, but then I'm like, no, I'm right.
I just can't think of it. Oh, so it's Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a hunter's license.
Yeah, Hunter license. But I don't see. But again, like I think at that point the recognition threw me off because Gon isn't looking for recognition. He wanted to become a hunter to see like what was so important.
Yeah, but
about
not
it
Gon isn't the only person that goes for a license.
Yes, but you're trying to get me the information.
Gon isn't the main character. There's
Gon
like four
is
main
100%
characters.
the main character of Hunter x Hunter.
Killua was a main character.
I didn't say he's not a main character. I said Gon is the main character, though. He's, or at the very least, the main protagonist. All right, so, and then the first part is going back to a place of dread.
Mm-hmm.
Is it... Okay, wait, read the first part again.
One man goes back to a dreaded place to find his friend playing a game of life and death.
Oh, the Deer Hunter x Hunter.
Yes.
Which just is super silly.
Yes, it is. It is silly. The Deer Hunter x Hunter. Yes, that's it.
All right, yeah.
Ah, you've seen both.
Yeah, I have seen both. I did see both. Both great.
All right. Number 4. As soon as I started to read this in my head, I started to think of Avatar. 2 brothers trying to stop a father, a hybrid, and a pair of jeans.
2 something fathers? What?
2 brothers.
Oh, 2 brothers.
Trying to stop father, a hybrid, comma, and a pair of jeans.
So it's Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
If you get the part, if you get this second part, you'll realize. Just keep going. I won't give you a hint right now. It's too early.
Okay, but I got the first part. Full Metal Alchemist. It's 2 brothers trying to find father.
Yes, the hybrid was part of that first part.
Yeah,
comma, and a pair of pants.
And a pair of pants.
Oh, and a pair of jeans.
On a pair of jeans. Did you do okay? First of all, wrong.
I did it.
Wrong.
I did it on purpose.
Yeah, it's Full.
It was
Metal
too funny.
It's Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood of the Traveling Pants.
Well, it was Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, and I did it on purpose. I did it on purpose. This is too funny not to do it.
Yeah, but that they don't lead into each other. Brotherhood and sisterhood is not the same word.
I know that, but it was too funny not to do. And also, it was like Sisterhood, Brotherhood are pretty damn close, where if you knew it was Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, you knew that it was going to be that. Like,
yeah, that's what I thought at first. I was like, no, they don't lead into each other. And I'm like, okay, fine. Well, it looks like he made an exception to his ruling.
Yeah, it was too goddamn funny. I didn't do it at first, and I was like, damn, dude, it's too damn good. Full Metal Alchemist, Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Okay. Anyways, moving on.
Shit. All right. A man in a shell trains a monkey boy to have him compete in an underground ping pong competition.
Balls of Fury is the name of the movie, right?
Yes.
Okay. I was just making because I haven't seen that movie in a very long time.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen it? Oh,
No.
It's hilarious. It's yeah. So I know it's
Christopher
balls.
Walken.
It's Balls of Fury, and then
Oh, come on.
what was the first part? Oh, it's
Really?
Dragon Balls of Fury.
Yes,
Is that
you
what it is?
idiot. I was like, well, come on. What fucking anime with balls do you know?
Yeah, Dragon Balls of Fury. Of course, of course.
Yeah, Master Roshi wears
Oh,
a shell,
yeah, there you go.
and he trains a monkey boy, Goku. I wasn't going to call him a fucking Saiyan. I'm trying to give it away.
Monkey Boy is a racial slur against the Saiyans, Junior. Frieza says it all the time.
They're apes. Which are not monkeys.
Yeah, that's why it's a racial slur. See, fucking Frieza.
Well, Frieza can say it, I can say it.
What? Are you saying? What?
All right, anyway. All right, number 6. A country bumpkin meets a group of sword-wielding assassins and joins them on a revenge quest for interrupting a wedding.
A country bumpkin.
After reading the synopsis, not like the one that I read, but the synopsis of the anime, I was like, oh, I want to watch this.
So again, it's one that I've watched.
Yes. I didn't use anything that you haven't seen.
Okay, country bumpkin joins a bunch of sword wielding.
Actually, I don't know if you've seen Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
I have not.
Me
Not the whole
neither.
movie. I've seen bits and pieces, but I think everyone knows that title.
Yeah.
Country bumpkin joins group of assassins.
Sword wielding assassins.
Sword wielding assassins. Yes, of course.
And joins them on a revenge quest for interrupting a wedding.
Interrupting a wedding is the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So now, what anime have I seen with a bunch of sword-wielding assassins and a country bumpkin? It's not Samurai Champloo, is it?
No.
Okay.
How would I have used shampoo?
I don't know. That's why I was asking.
I was like, I wanted to use like Naruto, and I was like, how am I going to use that?
Yeah.
And I was like, can't even use Shippuden. How am I going to use Shippuden?
Yeah. Watched a lot of anime. Country bumpkin?
So it might be easier to start with the movie.
Is it Runaway Bride? No.
No. Runaway Bride.
Revenge? Is it Wedding Crashers?
No.
No. That would have been a good one though. It's not Wayne's World, is it?
No. No, it's not. Like,
Well, he does.
I know. But like, you're going with the like, they're interrupting a wedding, being like, I object, like Shrek, and it's like, it's not that type of interruption.
Oh, okay. I don't fucking Jesus. This one's a toughie.
I didn't want to I didn't want to give it away too much, so that's why I like purposely left out certain phrases that would really steer it into like, oh, I know exactly what the movie is right away. The first ones were really easy.
So it's probably like either a forced or arranged marriage that the person doesn't want to be a part of. I feel like the anime is the one that I should be able to get, but I can't think of a country bumpkin joining a bunch of sword-wielding assassins.
Well, from the picture, they all had swords. That's why I said that.
Oh, it's a Kamiga Kill. Oh, it's a Kamiga Kill Bill.
No.
No?
You're right there, but it's not that.
Is it Kill La Kill Bill?
Yes. It's Kill La Kill Bill,
There's-
Volume 1.
There's no assassins
That's not what it said.
in Kill La Kill. they all go to a high school, and they're all part of different clubs. And she shows up trying to look for the person that murdered her father, and
maybe it was Akami got killed. Maybe it was the other one.
Akami got killed.
Hold on,
a country bumpkin who joins a group of assassins.
Yes.
So Junior was wrong. I was right.
Yeah. Wait. Hold on, because I'm. You are probably. Well, you've seen both animes. I have not.
I think it's Tatsumi. It's Tatsumi Tatsumi.
Yes. That was the name.
Tatsumi is from the country, and he joins the group of assassins.
I had a list which had like 25 best anime. That was like on IMDb. The thing is, I don't think I copied it down wrong, which means the list might have put Kill La Kill, but with the description of Akami got killed.
Maybe that's what happened. But no.
I'll have to show you when we get upstairs.
All right. Either way, I know I'm right.
Yes. So it was Akami got Kill Bill Volume 1.
Yep.
Either way, it worked because it had kill at the end.
Well, I mean, either way it worked, except the one was a description of Akami got killed.
Yes. Which you got there finally. But yeah. So yeah, I didn't want to put like The Bride or anything like that. That gives it away that it's Kill Bill.
Yeah.
And at the very beginning, they interrupt the wedding.
Yeah. They do. That they do.
And it was revenge. I said it was a revenge quest.
It is a revenge quest.
All right. Here is the last one.
Now, who are the beneficiaries?
A man will do anything to save his marriage, even ride a mechanical bull. Also, it gets him away from beef and peppers, minus the beef.
It's Urban Cowboy Bebop.
God damn it. I didn't think that one was that fucking easy.
The only reason I knew it is because, like, I'd say recent, but it was like Mom was watching Urban Cowboy over here, like on the TV at one point, and I saw I didn't see the whole movie.
You did it right at the end. It's the only one where you jumped in right after I finished it.
I doubt any of our viewers have probably know John Travolta's early work of Urban Cowboy. That's just Mom's favorite, like one of Mom's favorite movies.
Yeah. God damn it. I didn't think that one was going to be that fucking easy.
You can't stop me, baby! All right.
Well, this time you got them all right. You got stumped a little bit. I didn't think you were going to get that stumped on the first one that early. Especially when you knew it was One Punch Man.
Well, I guess I kept thinking, I forgot that you use like the whole title and then it leads into it. I was thinking Punch. I was like, what Punch movie is there?
The only one that I can think of is Punch Drunk Love.
Yeah, so I was just like, one Punch Drunk Love? I was like, I don't think that happens in that movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Have you even seen Punch Drunk Love?
That's with Adam Sandler, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's funny and sad.
Okay, good to know.
Anyway, well, you guys can't do better than Tito unless you got it faster than him, but you can at least tie with him, I suppose. Or you can just get in the comments and be like, haha, I got all these way faster than you did, dipshit. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this episode. We still have shit lined up. We've got people interested in being guests and we want to get them on. It's just hard to schedule stuff. But we want to do more guests here pretty soon. But we got stuff lined up. So stay tuned for more stuff. As always, check out the merch in the store. Get yourself a hoodie or a t-shirt or a tank top. Tito, where can people find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at BanditoTino93. Reach out to me, follow me, shoot me a DM. Ask me anything about the show, guys. Love to hear from you. What about you, Junior?
You guys can find me at pops.maniac as well as nerdy.bros.inc on Instagram. Also shoot me a DM. Let me know what you guys like about the show, hate about the show, what you guys want us to talk about or not talk about ever again. Let us know. But anyways, guys, have a good weekend. Have a good week.
Yeah, okay, guys. Bye.